This is such bullshit. Like, all my life, this is such bullshit. So, they locked y'all in the airport. Yeah. So, basically, I had a friend that I met last year. Our birthdays fall in the same month. So, he was like, you want to come out to Miami? We can turn up for our birthdays. I'm like, cool, yeah, let's go. So he books a flight. So I left the April the 10th. At 3:20, I want to say my flight was, that left from Indy to Fort Lauderdale. But then he lives in Miami, so I just took an Uber because that's 30 minutes away. It took me, I was supposed to be in Fort Lauderdale at 6 o'clock, I want to say. About a little into my flight, the pilot comes on and says that we have to stop in St. Pete because the weather in Fort Lauderdale was bad. So we stopped in St. Pete for about 30-40 minutes and had to refuel and wait. So we get back up in the air, and the captain says that we have to go slow because they're not letting anybody into Fort Lauderdale because of the weather. Then when we get there, he says that we have to wait another 10-15 minutes on the plane because there's another plane in front of our gate. So we had to wait another 10-15, I really want to say like 20 minutes. So I didn't get to Fort Lauderdale and get off the plane until like 10:30ish, I want to say. So some things happened, and I no longer wanted to stay here no more. I was ready to leave and go home. And my original flight was booked for the 14th from Fort Lauderdale to Indianapolis. I usually, when you go to the airport, if you show up early and tell them the situation, they'll put you on a standby list, whatever. Well, I ended up getting sent to the wrong airport and was stuck there overnight. And luckily, by the grace of God, some man had Ubered me to the right airport the next morning and paid for my flight home. So I got here at like 10:30 in the morning yesterday morning. And my flight wasn't until 3:25. I was supposed to start boarding at 2:50. I got up at like 3 and they still weren't boarding. They ended up delaying our flight until 6 and then waited until a little after 7 to tell us that the flight was canceled. The last flight that flew out of the airport was at like 3:25 and it was to Pittsburgh. They had people sitting in their gates, like giving them hope that their planes were still going to leave, knowing that the planes weren't leaving. They failed to tell us that there were delays or cancellations. They just kept telling us like on time, unless of course your plane already got canceled. So I want to say about like 8 o'clock, they started canceling everybody's flights, all of them. So by like 7:30, everybody's already standing in the customer service line waiting. And then it's a whole terminal. That's like 50 planes right there that's just done. Or like 20, 30, something like that. Just a bunch of planes just waiting. So everybody is standing in this customer service line. Mind you, airport food only stays open until 10 o'clock at night. They didn't have not one announcement on the intercom about the flight cancellations or the delays. They didn't have nothing about no food, none of that. All they kept repeating was a sex trafficking announcement. It was almost like a promotion because they kept repeating it and kept repeating it and kept repeating it, and it was kind of like they were promoting it in a way. Then they had another one about not leaving your luggage by itself. That's for a safety reason. And then they had another announcement about the beach, promoting the beach and restaurants and shops here. They didn't say nothing on the intercom about no flights, no nothing. So we're standing in line. It's at least like 4 hours into standing in the line, and the line has barely moved. People were standing in that line up to like 6-7 hours just waiting. It was, the workers back behind it were so rude. They were up there laughing. If you didn't know English, they were sending you away. There was a man that spoke Creole, and because he didn't know any type of English when he got up there, they said, next. They pretty much told him next. They were telling us there was nothing that they could do. They weren't trying to get us hotels, nothing. They were just like, oh, there's nothing we can do, sorry, and was just on to the next person. I want to say at like 11 o'clock, the last restaurant closed, and they told us that the airport wouldn't be open until 12 p.m. today. So last night there was babies and infants sleeping on bath towels or just straight on the floor, covering up with coats or whatever they could cover up with. There was elderlies, the elder people, sleeping in windows, on the floor, sitting face up in a chair or in a wheelchair. And there was other people that was sleeping in window cracks, bar stools, bar tops, putting chairs together to try to make some type of bed thing, sleeping underneath them, sleeping in cracks, corners, sleeping back behind the little boards outside of stores. There's moms that are having to hold their babies, or babies are sleeping inside of the stroller. There's animals, there's kids running around. Like, it's just crazy. Last night there wasn't really no Ubers. Actually, there was no Ubers to come get us until about like 4 or 5 in the morning, I want to say, is when Ubers were finally starting to come back out here. They were saying that unless we had a family or friend to come get us, there was no leaving the airport. It was a little bit of a flood, and I think that's why they had canceled our flights. There was a flood. There was Amber Alerts about tornadoes and floods, and the water got up to about 20 inches, but it drained overnight. So I think that's why the Ubers couldn't come, but then finally they did, and a lot of people ended up leaving, but there was still people here. So mind you, we're standing in this line trying to get our flights, and there was 2 lines. There was one upstairs and downstairs. They ended up cutting the line off and like forced these people to go back to their seats and sit down and wait, and forced us to wait till the morning to try to book a flight. So we had to wait through the night. We get up, and immediately people's flights that were rebooked were immediately canceling again. So we were waiting for updates. And mind you, they said that the airport was closed until 12. It's like 11:30, and we get a notification that the airport is closed completely down until 5 a.m. tomorrow. There was no stores open. There was no food restaurants open. Nothing. Like, there was nothing. There was nobody walking around giving out waters. Absolutely nothing. And nothing at all. Now we've gotten an update that the airport is not opening until 9 a.m. tomorrow. And if it starts raining again tonight, there's no telling if they'll even let us leave tomorrow. The flights, when I looked, are saying sold out or not available. The security guards are absolutely rude. We were asking them for a little bit more information because there was only 2 customer service workers, so they weren't really able to talk to us. So we were trying to ask the security guards and the people walking around, and they were pretty much telling us that they don't really care because they're going home. They're ready to go home. They're tired, that we can ask our questions at 12 when the airport opens. Like, they're just being really, really rude. The whole situation is really, really crazy. Like, there's people that have been here for days now. Days. This is my 3rd night sleeping in the airport. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, this is ridiculous. And nobody is trying to help us. Like, they got people come around sweeping the floors that's in here. There's not one worker to be found in here. They haven't been here literally damn near all day. They haven't been here. And it's just sad. It's really, really sad. Like, I get that there's weather restrictions and stuff like that, but pretty much leaving us to fend for ourselves in an airport is just really messed up. Like, no food, no water, no blankets, no let me give you your money back and let us put you on a shuttle to the Miami airport, because Miami airport is only 30 minutes away. So I don't see why they couldn't just refund everybody their flights and then put us on a shuttle to Miami, because at least in Miami their restaurants stay open 24 hours and the weather's not bad down in Miami. It's only in Fort Lauderdale, so they could have at least given us our money so we could have went to Miami and at least try to get a flight there, because now we're stuck having to keep rebooking flights, and it's getting to the point to where we're gonna have to keep buying new flights. When I went to try to go rebook my flight that was canceled, they wanted me to pay $126. I'm not paying $126 for a flight. I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm just not. The fact that you think that I'm about to pay for a flight when you canceled it is crazy. They just want some money from us. And it's ridiculous. It's freezing cold in the airport. And it's like empty. Like, it looks like a ghost town in here. Except for the people, obviously, that was here. Last night, it was way more fuller, though. Like, there was literally little to nowhere to sit. Like, you were lucky if you had an outlet and somewhere to sleep at. It was just a mess. A lot of people ended up leaving today as soon as the shit cleared up and they were allowing us to leave. They were taking Ubers and whatever else they needed to leave. And this shit's just sickening. I tried looking at flights home, and they're saying sold out all the way up until the 16th and wanting like $1,000 for the flights. Nope. I've been spending all of my money that I brought down here on food and Ubers, trying to get back and forth to places. My taxi, because the Uber kept taking my money for Lyft and kept canceling it, or Cash App kept taking my money because they were canceling it, I had to take a taxi from Miami Airport to Fort Lauderdale. Mind you, that's a 30-minute drive, and it was a $50 Uber. I paid $100 and didn't even get dropped off all the way to my exact destination. I made the taxi stop because I didn't feel like paying no more. I was supposed to go to Terminal 4, and I got dropped off right before Terminal 1 and ended up paying $100. The taxi drivers are known for driving out-of-towners, travelers, like the longer way, so that they can rack up more money. Because the more miles they go, the more it costs. I can't even get a bus. I tried looking for a bus to at least get to Tampa or Orlando, just to get somewhere out of Fort Lauderdale, because this is where the weather's bad, and it said no, nothing. Like, there was no public transportation. And then for Ubers, they wanted, like, just to try to go to Orlando, I looked, and the Uber said like $760, I believe. Crazy. And it's just sad, because it's like, what if overnight they tell us that the airport's closed tomorrow too? And then it just keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. Like, you can't just leave people here. If we can't fly out of this airport, you need to find a way to transport us to an airport where we can get home. Like, that's their job as an airport, is to get us from point A to point B. You didn't get us to point B. You got us to A.5. You didn't get us there. So, you're not doing your job. This is like the worst experience I've ever been through. The fact that my birthday is Sunday, and they're saying that I possibly can't even get a flight until Sunday night, is ridiculous. Like, it's all over the news, it's all over Twitter, and they don't care. See, so yeah, once the weather involved, it's nothing they can do. And I get that they canceled our flights because of the tornadoes. That's understandable. But today, there was no rain at all. There was none. It was sunny when we woke up. All the flood had dried up, and they were just sitting on their asses, not doing nothing. Like, they were just being lazy. And their excuse for not letting us leave today was because the debris from the flood. There was little to no debris outside. So what debris are you talking about? And if there was debris, why weren't you outside when the sun came up? Why weren't you back here at 5 a.m.? It doesn't make no sense. None. I'm stuck in Fort Lauderdale. I have spent all of my cash that I had on me on food, a blanket, a sweatshirt, and waters and lifts. And I have $40 on my Cash App. So I can't buy another flight home. And I'm pretty much stuck here until they decide to let us go home. And my sleeping arrangement is a breastfeeding thing. There's like a little bin, there's a door with a lock, there's another little bench, there's a outlet down here, and that's it. And this is so small, like so small, but it's the only dark, somewhat comfortable and private place. I don't know. People were asking for hotels and they told them no. There's been people sleeping in the restrooms. There was a woman sleeping in the restroom with her children. There was a mom with 4 kids, and all 4 of her kids were lined up in front of the windows, sleeping on bath towels, with their heads on blankets, and or with their heads on backpacks and covering up with jackets. No, it's my nice little bro. I wish. Spirit. This is Spirit Airline, which is expected, but at the same time, it's not. Like, just because you're a shitty ass airline doesn't mean that you just abandon us inside this airport because you get to go home. Like, that's wrong. They should have stayed open until 8 o'clock tonight serving food. You didn't. You could have had stations with waters. You didn't. Giving out blankets because it does get cold in here. You didn't. Like, it's ridiculous. They were pulling people out of the customer service line for no reason. Like, it was just a big mess. This whole trip is just a mess. Yes, they canceled my flight, and they just keep canceling all my flights that I keep rebooking underneath the cancel ones. Because the way that when they cancel a flight, you can go on the apps and pick another flight to fly out through. But I kept trying to reschedule them last night. So my flight that got canceled originally, I couldn't even pick a flight to fly on until like 7 o'clock this morning. Because last night they were all saying sold out, not available till the 16th, not available till the 17th. So I was even looking for flights just somewhere close to home. Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Ohio. Just somewhere a little bit closer to where I can at least get as close to home as I can, to where if I can't get a straight flight home, I can still have somebody pick me up. So yeah, they haven't been trying to really help us with nothing. They just keep saying that the airport's closed and they can help us when they open back up, which is pointless and shitty, because it's like, it's kind of like they know that they're not opening. And I feel like if you know you're not going to be able to open up and get us home, send us to Miami airport, refund us back for our flights, and send us to the Miami airport. The Miami airport is literally 30 minutes away. Send us to Miami so we can get home. There is literally babies in here. No, I haven't ate. I ate yesterday. There is literally babies, like breastfed babies, that are here. Somebody's grandmother and grandfather has been sleeping in a wheelchair. Straight up, like this. For 2 nights. Like, this shit's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then it's the fact that they're not even, like, they didn't even have the decency to get on an intercom and give us any updates. They were just hoping that we were going to watch the news or something. But instead, they're over here talking about sex trafficking and not leaving our luggage and promoting the damn beach in a restaurant. Why the fuck do I care about a beach or a restaurant? Does it look like I can go to the beach or the restaurant? I'm stuck in a fucking airport. I can't go to the beach. I can't. I can't even get home. So how the fuck I'm gonna get to the beach? The restaurants. How am I gonna get to the restaurants? I'm stuck in the airport. Or talking about the shops or swimming with the dolphins. Fuck the dolphins. Fuck the shops. Fuck the restaurants. And fuck the beach. I want to go home. I don't care about leaving my damn bag in the airport. Ain't nobody gonna touch my shit. We're all sitting here in the same fucking boat, so why would we go touch each other's luggage? That's weird. We just want to get home. I so wish I had a friend that was in Orlando or Tampa or somewhere that could just come drive and get me, because this is ridiculous. If I spend my birthday in this airport and this breast pumping pod, I'm gonna flip my shit. Literally, I'm going to flip my shit. And Ubers home are like $700. There's no train to take. Ubers are range, well, that's just Orlando, actually. I was trying to get at least up to Orlando, and the Uber was $500, $600, $700. So it's just a really shitty situation to be in right now. Jess and BJ were just in Clearwater. We would have came and got you, of course. Shitty timing. No, there's, well, first they said that we were supposed to leave at 5. And then now they're saying that we're supposed to leave at 9. Literally. They want us to starve in this bitch. They don't really care. And then it's the fact that they are being so rude. Like, if you don't speak English, they're next. What? What do you mean next? Then y'all want to get mad when you have people cursing at you and ready to deck you in your shit. Now look at you, scared to even walk away from the damn security post because you scared that we gonna team up on y'all, whoop y'all ass. Because y'all aren't doing anything to help us. You're literally telling us next, next, next. Like, it was a older man who didn't speak no English, and the woman was like, how can I help you? And he started speaking Creole, and she was like, next, 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 because he can't speak English. Next. Or there was people asking, like, can we get a flight? Can we get a hotel? Can we get our money back? Anything. And they're like, we can't help you right now. We can't help you right now. And then they're just making slick comments. Like, the security guards are like, well, we're going home. We're going home. We're glad that you're going home, but we want to get home. Like, that's wonderful. Like, you don't have to be a fucking smartass. Like, the woman just had a whole attitude because the man had asked her where we could find some further information, and she was like, well, we're closed. And then the shit keeps shutting off. The man kept asking the woman for further information, and she was like, we're closed. You're gonna have to wait until 12 o'clock tomorrow to get a hold of anybody. And he was like, so where are you guys going? You guys are gonna stay here with us? And she was like, we're going home. What? What you mean you're going home? No, it's nobody here. Nobody. We've been on the phone with people, like, it's nobody here. And then when we were standing in the line, they gave us these papers with the barcode that you scan, and it kind of like puts you through an automated system that helps you. The wait times were ridiculous. I was waiting for 8 hours and still haven't heard anything. Yeah, the airport shut down. There's no flights coming in or out. There's nobody coming into the airport past security. Nobody has. Nobody's been able to come in or out. There's no flights in or out. It's just ridiculous that they're not helping nobody, and like the amount of, it's just sickening the amount of kids that I watched last night sleep on the floor. On the airport floor. That was bugging me. Like, absolutely bugging me. And the amount of babies that have been in here, like the old people sleeping on the floor. Like, somebody's grandma and grandpa was sleeping on the airport floor last night. It's gotten to the point to where there was a little group in here that went to one of the little kiosk stands and took a whole bunch of waters and sandwiches and muffins. Like, they just stole them. There was a guy, his husband has to take his medication, and he didn't have no water, so he went up to the gas station thing and was like, hey, can I get this water? And the guy was like, no, we're closed. And he was like, okay. So he took the water and slapped some money on the desk and went on about his business. Like, this is so outrageous. So outrageous. I just want to go home. I want to get out of Fort Lauderdale. I think that's the issue, because all other airports out here are letting flights go in and out except for Fort Lauderdale's airport. Nothing. There's no restaurants, snack places, nothing. Everything's closed. They've been closed since like 3 or 4 today. So, gotta love Florida. Gotta love Florida. This is a breastfeeding pod. It's where mothers come to feed their babies. No vending machines either. I walked around this whole airport. No vending machines, no restaurants, and no gas stations. Nothing. Crazy. I can't even get out of the airport. That's the thing. I can't fly through nobody unless I book a flight at another airport. There's a lock on the door. No, it's not because they're all past the gates. We've had people, because the airport's closed, we can go back and forth past the gates now, because you can obviously get back and forth through. There's nothing up at the front either. There's no vending machines open. Like, they shut everything off. Like, there's nothing open up front because there's not even people that can come in there. So why would they be serving food out there? They can't. There's no point. The airport is like literally fully closed, locked down, and we're stuck in it because no Ubers are coming up to the airport to come get us, and no flights can come get in and out. So unless a family friend drives up here to the airport, you can't leave. Nope, can't leave. Not unless a family or friend drives up here and grabs you. Yeah, this is crazy. This is like the shittiest airport I've ever been at or went through. That's what it is. I feel like I'm in jail. Yeah, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. Crazy. This is so ridiculous. Like, so can you get on the first flight tomorrow? I don't even know if the flights are even going to be able to fly out tomorrow. That's the crazy part. They told us the airport will open at 9, but they told us today that the airport was going to be closed until 12 today, and it didn't even open. They said that we were going to be closed until tomorrow at 4 or at 5, and then a few hours later they said, oh, actually it's not going to be open until 9. So I don't even know if we're going to be able to fly out of here tomorrow either. It's crazy. Feels like there's just like this apocalypse happening and we're just trapped in the airport. Gotta love it. Not free, y'all. My life free us out. We just want to go home. Oh God, I just want to go home. That makes me not even want to come back to Florida. And then they're on the intercom saying like, we hope to see you soon. I'm not coming back to this fucking place. Thank you. I'm about to post this on my page. Retag, a repost, and tag the Shade Room all my life.